I went out to my grandparents' house to spend the night. My mom insisted that I don't see them. When I asked her why, she told me that my grandparents were going senile. They were still my grandparents, and I wanted to go see them, so I told my mom that it was only for a night. How bad could it be? When I first got to my grandparents' house, everything seemed normal. They told me how much they missed me. They asked me why it took me so long to come and see them. I lied and told them that I was extremely busy. After I got settled in, they told me about this little ghost boy who lived in their house. I knew ghosts weren't real, but I pretended to believe them and just went along with it. Nighttime came. I was getting ready for bed. I decided to go grab a late night snack. When I went into the kitchen, I heard this strange whisper. I turned around and saw this little boy. He looked very pale and as if he was lost. I was so confused, my body started shaking. But I was calm because I just knew by looking at him that he was a ghost. I never believed in ghosts until this night. I asked him who he was and why he was there. He looked at me and smiled. He said he was making sure his sister was okay. He said that he left her at such a young age and has been looking over her ever since. Then he disappeared and I went back to bed. The next morning I asked my grandmother about a little boy named Thomas. She told me he was her brother, and when she was young he had a tragic death. I described to her what he looked like and my grandma was shaken. Then she started crying. She went to go grab a picture of him, then showed me it. The picture looked exactly like him. Besides the color of his skin was less pale, but I figured that was because he was a ghost and was dead for 50 plus years. Later I went back home. My mom asked me how it was and I told her it was great. I said that my grandparents are completely normal. There isn't anything to worry about with them. My mom was glad that I had a good time with them. I went upstairs to my computer and looked up the ghost I saw. An article comes up. I click on it and started reading it. I start shaking. The article says that a pale ghost is a devil version of the person who was once alive. The devil tricks in thinking it's a good ghost, then it will take the life of the person to be reborn into the world. I had to go save my grandparents before it was too late.